is Mrs. Irvin, and I am the team leader for Team Empire as well as the math teacher. This video is focused on Math 8 or Pre-Algebra students. A little background about me. This is my third year here in Noblesville, and I'm enjoying that. I used to be a dean at a junior high on the west side of Indianapolis before moving to Noblesville, where I got married, and love teaching here at West. I'm going to go over the course syllabus. If you go to my main Canvas page, as well as if your students were to come here, this is what they would see. The welcome or the welcome letter there is what I'm going to go over. Your students received this on the first day of school that they attended school. I have the West and Miller House, so make sure you know which days your students come to school. I also have the retake form, which I'll explain shortly down here, and access to the entire book. The workbook that was sent home with your students on the first day of school should remain at home, and I will assign assignments from there as time goes by. So in 8th grade, we are preparing for high school. So it's a little bit different, a little more rigorous. Students sometimes struggle. This may be the first time that they are struggling in math. Everything else came pretty easy up until this point. So just know that there will be some ups and downs. Students need to make sure that they are in constant communication with me if they need help, and with you as well. I have my contact information there via email or my office phone. Either one works. I am most likely going to return emails during the day, whereas phone calls I have to wait until about the end of the day to get the message and then return them. Materials that I would say are needed every single day in our class is a charged iPad, at least 2 pencils in case one breaks or runs out of lead, loose leaf paper or a notebook depending on which way they want to take notes. They may not need that because they can also take them on their iPad. I would expect them to have a calculator, just 4 easy functions: multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, and a square root button. Other than that, they wouldn't need much more than that. A math folder, your math workbook, I gave them on their first day of school, and again, I would advise them to keep that at home because assignments for virtual days, or if we go to full-on e-learning, will be assigned from there. Make sure your students have a face mask that properly covers their nose and mouth, and then colored pencils and scissors are kind of needed throughout time to time here in math as well as other classes. Some classroom expectations I have is making sure that students are prompt and on time. We know that students need a little more time to go to the bathroom and wash their hands thoroughly before entering the classroom, so tardies won't really be counted this year unless it is excessively tardy, like 5 minutes or more. We want students to gain responsibility by keeping their masks on safely and wearing them appropriately, completing their homework on time, as well as using their cell phone at appropriate times. Here is the process in which I will go through if I find a student is using their phone without permission. I want students to be respectful to themselves, to others, and to myself and other teachers. We don't need to be making fun of other people just because they don't understand something or don't need to ask a question. Students sometimes don't understand right away, so it's okay to ask questions, and I want to make sure that every student is respected and cared for in that way. When students need to be called on, they should raise their hand, and I will, and be open-minded. That's key because math is not always easy. It's not always their favorite subject or enjoyable, but I will try my best to do that and to make students successful. Virtual work, I would prefer it to be done by midnight for my class specifically. That way the next day I can look at the results of the homework quizzes and I can see what we need to reteach or what we need to go over before moving forward, or maybe even reteaching the lesson completely before moving forward. Makeup and late work is due the day of an actual test. So I will definitely let students know a week or more in advance when a test is coming, so students will be able to know when they have to turn in their missing or late work. Otherwise, it will remain a 0. Like I said earlier, tardies aren't really going to be counted this year unless it's excessive, so I'm not really going to go over that. For grades, the grading scale over there to the right is the same that it's always been at all Noblesville schools, but I just want to make sure you knew about it. Students will receive a grade based on 75% assessment, 25% homework, And the assessments students may retake. If you noticed earlier in this video, on the Canvas page there is a retake form. I also have paper copies of that form here in my classroom so students are able to take that as well. Doesn't matter how you submit it, digital or paper. And this is so that students get that opportunity if they've really messed up, didn't have time to study, and they need to redo it again. Just a warning though, students retaking tests and quizzes, the test or quiz will be different and it will be more difficult to demonstrate mastery. Behavior, making sure everyone's respectful, responsible, safe, and learning here at school. If that is jeopardized, then I will redirect them and add a power school entry, as well as contacting parents or possible office referral to Mr. Cuddy. When your student is not attending in person, so right now currently we're on the hybrid model, 50% of the students are here one day and then 50% of them are at home. I am beginning teaching now, so there are going to be homework assignments. They will learn, the instruction will be given to them from me the day that they attend school. When they go home, there will be an optional homework assignment with a required homework quiz. That homework quiz will tell me yes, they understand it, or no, they do not. Again, I would prefer it be done by midnight. That way, when I come in the morning, I am able to look through the results and figure out what we need to do for the day ahead. If we completely go to e-learning, meaning that the school building is closed and all students are home no matter what choice they make, I will actually do a lesson one day and have optional practice there, and then the next day is when they will take the homework quiz to demonstrate mastery. This way, again, I can judge what we need to continue doing or what we need to revisit in order to be successful and understand certain concepts. A reminder, if you see in the grade book that something is marked missing or is 0 or is blank, that means I did not receive it. I try to update grades regularly, like throughout the day or every day at home, so they are pretty accurate and up to date. If you notice something is incorrect or your student thinks something is incorrect, please feel free to contact me. I know I make mistakes. I will try my best to make sure that your child's grade is reflective of what they know. And if that means that they need to resubmit an assignment because they have a 0 in there, that is completely fine. For students, if they are having issues accessing Canvas, instead of using the app, try Canvas Web. Also, there are some helpful hints that I've sent out recently about technology to get it to work at home. The other thing they can do is contact us, as well as fill out a help desk ticket with the NWMS Tech Help app on their iPad. Again, if students do not email us and let us know that there is an issue, then we assume that there is no issue. They just have chosen not to do it. Obviously, if the internet is not working and can't send an email, take a screenshot of it, and then the students can show me when they arrive, and we'll try to figure out a better way to make them successful the next day of virtual learning. That's all I have, and we hope that we have a wonderful year here at Team Empire at West. It is different than in years past, and we know that it's going to be a learning curve for everyone. So please do not hesitate to reach out. If you have not been receiving my emails every Friday with the Empire newsletter, please email me your email address, and I will add it to the list so we can get that out to you. Hope you have a wonderful day, and take